Mad Dog Cycles, your source for big wheels. For more information, please visit us at www.maddogcycles.com. Alright, let's get started. When your big wheel arrives, check the box for damages. Make sure you have plenty of room and your frame is secured and easily accessible from all sides before starting. Included in each big wheel box are instructions and all necessary parts and tools for proper assembly. The axle and wheels are a great starting point. Begin first with the washer, followed by the wheel, then the smaller lock washer, and finally the axle nut. Next, use your 13mm wrench and/or socket. While securing one bolt, tighten the other bolt until they are both secured against the wheel. When installing the seat, bolts, and washers, make sure you select the proper slots on the frame depending on how tall you are. Once the proper seat mount is selected, fasten on the seat bolts with your 5mm hex wrench, while securing the nut with a 13mm wrench. Using bicycle grease, which can be found at your local bike shop, apply an adequate amount to both the top and bottom of the headset. This will ensure that the headset moves smoothly while steering. Take the headset bearing and slide it onto the fork, flat side down, carrier bearing up, before mounting the fork. Now, take the other bearing and install it on top, flat side facing up, carrier bearing facing down. These two pieces follow the headset bearings. Make sure they are both installed in the proper order. Let's complete the headset installation by installing the stem and handlebars onto the steer tube. The headset cap should be next. Make sure you don't tighten it down too much. You're only compressing the bearings into the headset. Now, take your plastic fork cradles and insert them onto the end of the fork. You should be able to install the front wheel now. Take the other fork cradles and attach them to the bearings of the wheel as shown. Now, install the fork caps, bolts, and nuts. Make sure the bolt is positioned with the nut facing up. Remember, the hill kicker is upside down in our demonstration. Using a 4mm hex wrench and an 11mm wrench, secure the hex side and tighten the nut side. You don't need to tighten the fork caps too tight, or you may break the bolt with over-torquing. Using the 5mm hex wrench, you can now adjust the brake pads by pushing the brakes in and tightening the pads as you hold it against the rim. This will ensure that the pads are flush with the rim. Now, take the brake noodle and slide it onto the brake cable, followed by the brake boot, and attach it to the brake stop with a 10mm wrench. When installing the pedals, make sure you match the left pedal with the left crank and the right pedal with the right crank. Using your bicycle grease, lube the spindles to ensure that they thread into the cranks properly. Tighten the pedals with a 15mm wrench for proper torque. Once the pedals are installed, you can now adjust the stem using a 6mm hex wrench. Remember, we only pressed the headset bearings earlier. Align the wheels and handlebars properly and tighten it down using your best judgment. Finally, apply the proper air pressure. In this case, 30 psi. This has been a Mad Dog Cycles production. Remember, safety first, obey all traffic laws, and enjoy your hill kicker.